Welcome to the Real Number System lesson day 4. We're going to order real numbers and our learning objective is 8-2D. In 6th grade, you learned how to compare and order rational numbers, and now you're going to compare and order real numbers. Now, the difference between rational numbers is that includes your natural or your counting numbers, your whole numbers, integers, and rational numbers, which is fractions and decimals. Real numbers are all of those categories, but we are adding irrational numbers such as pi or non-perfect squares, those non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. So in order to order real numbers, you're going to follow these steps. Step 1, convert all the numbers to the same form. Decimals are usually the easiest. And here's smaller little bullets. To put a fraction into a decimal, you need to divide the numerator by the denominator. This is simply a division problem. Bullet 2. Change any mixed numbers to an improper fraction. Then divide. Now in your calculator, you were told to put the whole number plus the numerator, and then you divided that by the denominator. And this was in our calculator drills that we did in our first week of school. Move that out a little bit. There we go. Okay, now we're at the third bullet, and it says to change a percent to a decimal, move the decimal 2 places to the left. On to number 2. Compare the numbers using the place value by writing the values vertically and lining up the decimals. I will model this for you on question 3, or down here when we're ordering. And then finally, the third step is to write the numbers in order from least to greatest or greatest to least, depending on what your instructions ask you to do, using the original form of the number. So now we're going to order the following values from least to greatest. Our first problem is 2, and this is what I want you, these are your keystrokes. You're going to hit 2 in your calculator, second x squared. You're going to key in 2.7 or 2 7/10, and then you're going to hit enter. And you will see that you are going to have a fraction of 3 29/100. Now the reason I have 29/100 instead of 286 is that I'm going to go ahead and round to the nearest tenths spot. So now let's move on to the next problem. We have 36 over 11. So put this in your calculator as 36 divided by 11, enter, and you will see that you have another whole number of 3, but this time you have a decimal of 27/100. So I'm going to put 3 in 27/100. The next problem is already in the form of a decimal, but it is negative. So I'm simply just going to copy down -3 and 13/100. Now my next problem is a percent. Now up above, right here in this bullet, it says to change a percent to a decimal, move the decimal 2 places to the left. Your decimal is after the 8. We're going to move it in 1, 2 places, which is now going to give us a decimal of 3 28/100. And then our last problem is -3 1/3. I can go ahead and put my -3, and then in my calculator, I'm going to put 1 divided by 3, and that is going to be a 0.3 repeating. So you're going to want to put the repeating bar up above. Okay, so now that we have all of our values converted to decimals, we are now ready to compare their place value. So we've converted them to the same place value. And this is the part where they mean you want to stack. So it's going to be 3.29, enter, 3.27, enter, -3 13/100, enter, 3 and 28 hundredths, enter, and then negative 3 and 3/10. This is what they're referring to in step 2, where it says to write the values vertically. The purpose for doing this is that now I can compare each place value one at a time. Every one of these is a integer, but we were placing these least to greatest. Now, the smaller numbers are going to be your negative numbers. So let's focus first on our negative 3 and 13 hundredths and our negative 3 and 3/10. Now, the bigger the negative number, the smaller it is. So I'm going to have this 3 and 0.3 repeating is actually going to be my smallest number. So I can go ahead and list that one. So I'm going to do negative 3 and 1/3. Because remember, we want to put the original form when we're actually start listing them. And then that means that the next negative number of negative 3 and 13 hundredths is going to be my next smallest number. So we've gotten rid of the negative numbers. So now let's focus on our positive decimals. Now I can't do anything with the 3s. They're all the same value. So then I need to take a look at this next place value. This is where all my whole numbers are. This is going to be my numbers in the 10th spot. I can't forget about 3 and 2/8 down here. So 2, 2, 2, those are all in the 10th spot. That is not going to help me. So finally, let me highlight. I'm going to look at my 9, my 7, and my 8. And if I'm ordering these from least to greatest, 7 is going to be the smallest number in the hundredths column. And if I look at the original for that, that was originally 36 over 11. So we've taken care of 3 and 27 hundredths. Now we are left with 3 and 29 hundredths and 3 and 28 hundredths. So I'm going to move this back over here so we can see the lining up. This is how I'm converting them back to the original form. I know that negative 3 and 1/3 was negative 3 and 3/10. I know that negative 3 and 13 hundredths was originally given to us as a decimal, so that's easy. But then I know that 36 over 11 is my 3 and 27 hundredths, which we just placed. So that means that our 3 and 28 hundredths would go next, which is originally the 328%, which means our last value is going to be the 2 to the square root, let's move that in there, of 2 and 7/10. We'll move that into the right spot. Okay, so that is how you order real numbers. Okay, I'd like for you to please scroll down to the bottom of your notes now. And using your knowledge, I would like for you to please practice this first problem right here. You may pause the video now. After you have converted all of these to decimals, I want you to write them right below as the decimal version. Then order them from least to greatest here to the side. You can stack them and then convert them to your final form. So just the same steps that we followed up above. Step 1, convert them all to decimals. Step 2, stack them and compare place value. Step 3, list them least to greatest in their original form. Pause the video now. Okay, take a minute and check your work. Make sure you converted them to decimals properly. Then stack them. Then finally, you're going to order them least to greatest. Make any corrections that you need to make. And then let's focus on placing the following numbers on the number line below. Okay, now as we are focused on these numbers, they are all going to have a whole number of 5. So they're all positive. So they're all going to be between 5 and 6. So we're going to need to separate this out to help us balance it a little bit more. I'm just going to start in the middle. Okay, I'm going to pause the video to save time, and I'm going to separate each of the sections into quarters to help us to be more easily able to identify where to place our fractions. Now, while I'm going to finish doing that, I'd like for you to please convert all of these numbers, all of these real numbers, to decimals, and then write them in their decimal form right below. Thank you. Pause the video now. Okay, so please verify you've converted them to decimals properly. Now the next step is over here to the side. I would like for you to please start stacking them. After you stack them, I then want for you to start placing them in order on the number line. Okay, I'm going to continue this. I'd like for you to please pause the video, stack them on your own, and then begin placing them on the number line, please. Thank you, and pause the video now. Okay, now one thing you want to note is that when working with blank number lines, you want to divide it into tenths or an easier placement. I did change from 2/3. I originally had 3 sections, and I decided to go with quarters. So I separated it into 4 sections to represent 1/4, 2/4, or 3/4, and so on and so forth. So if you're close to where I have these numbers ordered, terrific. It doesn't have to be exact. I appreciate your estimates. Make any corrections that you need to make. Please come and ask any questions that you have. We are going to jump right in to lesson 5. And so let's turn there next. Thank you much.